Hi guys, Tony here, and I want to answer a question that I was asked the other day, and that is, so you want to be a catcher. Personally, I highly recommend it. I love playing it. You're never bored, and there's always lots of things going on. You're constantly involved in the game. But in saying that, I just want to say this. There are three parts I really feel that you have to have prior to ever being a catcher if you want to play the position. 1, part hockey goalie. 2, part middle linebacker. And 3, part being a psychiatrist. Now the first two are self-explanatory, I think. As a hockey goalie, you got to block everything in the dirt. Nothing can get by. You want to keep the double play in order. Second, middle linebacker. The first time you get hit in the cucarachas, and after that subsides, and then the next pitch is in the dirt and you have to block it, they're going to find out how tough you really are to play the position. The third part, probably the most important, is knowing your pitching staff and building that trust and confidence in your pitching staff that they'll throw anything at any time because they realize they don't have to worry about it. You've got their back. You're going to keep the ball in front of you. And that takes time to build that trust from your pitchers. But you also have to understand their mental state. You have to know what makes them tick. So that it's easy when things are going well. It's when they're struggling and you're out there to help them through that tough time. So sometimes you need to go out there and chew butt. But you have to understand that works with this particular guy. The other time you have to go out and stroke someone's ego. Everything's okay, you know, just focus. Because some guys, you jump their butt like that and they'll just fold. So that takes time to understand and to work with your pitchers. And the more that you work with them, the easier it gets. The best compliment you can get as a catcher is a no shake off. That means you're in sync with what this guy wants to do. Now you've got to know his stuff, his strengths, his weaknesses, what he goes to when he's in trouble, what he doesn't want to go to, and you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Does he have his good stuff? If he doesn't have his good stuff, what do we go to as his next pitch? I know I have my border collie down there. She's roughing at me. So anyway, I just think that's something that as a catcher, again, when a lot of videos, they talk about mechanics, they talk about throwing the ball, they talk about framing the ball, and all that's really important. But it really gets in depth later on when you're wanting to call a game, and you really have to understand all those mental aspects of the ball game. I'll give you an example. We were up in Lake Tahoe playing a ball game, and this guy hit a P-rod off the wall, and the next batter, the pitcher, he keeps shaking me off. I'm putting down 1, no. Putting down 1, no. I call timeout, I go out there and I go, what, you're not going to throw a fastball the remainder of the game? And I really got in his face about it. Well, he got so angry at me that he struck the next 2 guys out. And after the 3rd out of the inning, I'm going off the field into the dugout, and he comes racing over. I mean, he's just beside himself that I got in his face. And he goes, don't you? And I go, it worked, didn't it? And he just looks at me. Yeah, it did. Because I took him out of that fear factor because I knew what type of guy he was. And that is your job as a catcher, to build that trust, to build that commitment from your pitchers that this guy has my back. Listen, if you guys have any other questions about anything about catching or any of the other videos, leave the comments below and I'll be more than happy to respond to those questions. Guys, have a great day and thank you.